I call this meeting of Parkersburg City Council to order. Madam Clerk, the roll call, please.
Mr. McCready? Here. Ms. Cool?
Here.
Mr. Brown?
Present.
Ms. Tuck?
Here.
Mr. Huffman?
Present.
Mr. Rexroad?
Here.
Mr. Borkowski?
Here.
Ms. Daly?
Here.
Mr. Reynolds?
Present. Council, the minutes of our previous meeting have been presented to you. Do you have any additions or corrections?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve. Are there any questions from council? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, the vote, please.
Actually, I have one, sorry.
Oh, Dr. Daly, go ahead.
I just wanted to make you aware that when I was talking to Connie prior to the meeting, the agenda is not on the PKB website. If it is, I can't find it. So we're going to make that correction as soon as possible because it stops at 2023. So all of 24 and 25 are not on there. So we'll fix that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from council? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, the vote, please.
Mr. McCready? Yes. Ms. Cool?
Yeah.
Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Ms. Tuck?
Yes.
Mr. Huffman?
Yes.
Mr. Rexroad?
Yes.
Mr. Borkowski?
Yes.
Ms. Daly?
Yes.
Mr. Reynolds?
Yes. Do we have any reports from standing or special committees tonight?
Mr. President,
Mrs. Tuck?
the Tree Commission met last week. They are discussing plans for Arbor Day, for celebrating Arbor Day. I think that's April 25th. They plan to plant a willow tree at the skate park on South Side. And they're also planning a plaque in honor of Turner Sharp, who was on the Tree Commission for a long time and did an excellent job. Those are the two main things that came up in that committee.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any other reports from standing or special committees tonight?
Mr. President,
Dr. Daly?
just want to let you know that Thursday, we'll be meeting with the auditor from the state to accept the audit and review it from last year of 2024.
Thank you.
What time?
Anyone else?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock? Anyone else? Hearing none, we'll move on to public forum. Madam Clerk, do we have anyone signed up to speak tonight?
We have two. The first one is Brian Hayden, followed by Renee Ingram.
Okay, our public forum is now open. Our public forum is 40 minutes total in length, and each speaker will have 4 minutes to speak.
On the agenda tonight is a single vote to change the dates of the April meeting. I am given to understand that this change is to comply with regulations on approval, adoption, and submission of the city budget. Having referred to the city charter, I am at a loss to find the appropriate statute. Having no further publicly available information for the agenda, I am again at a loss. I have also been told that the council is bound by Robert's Rules of Order for conducting our public meetings. I am again struggling to find the correct documentation as adopted by the city of Parkersburg. I will defer to Robert's Rules of Order and make my comments within the rules of decorum and to topics germane to the body's duties. The city of Parkersburg is governed by statutes and charter and by West Virginia state law to communicate with public on its official positions. Any publication made by city officials becomes the official position of the city and by representation, its residents. The most recent official statement by the city was released this morning about another residential fire that included far more information than this city's
Mr. Hayden, so our meeting, the public forum is about agenda items. So if you can keep it to agenda items, what we're going to be voting on tonight.
The most recent official statement by the city was released this morning about another residential fire included far more information about the city's
Mr.
position
Hayden.
on that incident
Mr. Hayden.
than this agenda does.
Once again,
The statement
that's not an
included,
agenda item.
Society must stop making excuses
So we
for
will
these
ask
folks
you to stop, or
and
we'll have
hold
you
them
removed.
accountable for their decisions and actions.
So you'll be removed from chambers if you can't follow council
My name is
rules.
Brian Hayden. I am an alcoholic. I hid my disease in shame for many years before seeking treatment. I was ashamed because of the examples of how the public treats people with addiction. My name is Brian. I have PTSD. I hid my mental illness. Unless you arrested me, officer, I would ask you to please.
I will be if you don't stop, okay? You've been asked
Am
to leave.
I under arrest?
You will be for trespassing if
Sir.
you don't leave. You will be for trespassing
I
if
do
you
not
don't
consent to
leave.
you touching me.
Okay, I'm going to have to arrest you. Don't leave on your own power.
What would be the charge?
Trespassing. They ask you to leave, you gotta leave. Thank you.
Next is Renee Ingram.